Hi friends, good evening as welcome to SQL Master YouTube channel. So I am Manju here and I welcome you all for my YouTube channel. Today also I'm going to discuss with you a few more important queries, questions and answers here. So those questions and answers are very important for you people to understand the ETL process because how much you dive deep in the process, okay, so that much you able to gain the knowledge. So this is what the learning, so kindly watch complete video so that you will get necessary and proper knowledge of ETL testing with questions and answers. Okay, so before starting the video, if you are not subscribed to SQL Master YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to SQL Master YouTube channel so that will be very helpful for you people to attempt the interviews. So let's start the questions and answers here. So here I made some slides for you people. So this is what the question here, like explain how a data warehouse differs from data mining. Both data mining and data warehousing are powerful data analysis and storage techniques. Okay, so data warehousing. To generate meaningful business insights, it involves compiling and organizing data from various sources into common database. In a data warehouse, data are cleaned, integrated, and consolidated to support management decision-making processes. Object-oriented, integrated, time-varying, and non-volatile data can be stored within a data warehouse. So you can observe the diagram here like source, and this is also source. So different types of sources, okay, data sources, extracting processes happening here, and we are applying business logics here under transformation place. So then finally we are loading those data into target system. Okay, so this is what data warehouse processing. So next, data mining, also referred to as KDD, nothing but knowledge discovered in database. It involves searching for and identifying the hidden, relevant, and potentially valuable patterns in large data sets. An important goal of data mining is to discover previously unknown relationships among the data. Through the data mining, insights can be extracted that can be used for things such as marketing, fraud detection, and scientific discoveries. So you can observe the diagram of this data mining process like data, and then it is coming to analysis, then it's going moving to model, and then it's moving to verification, then insights come into picture, and then problem defined. Okay, so this is what the model of data mining. So next question is difference between data warehouse and data mining. Data warehousing, the first point is it involves gathering all relevant data for analytics in one place. And in data mining, the first point is data is extracted from large data sets using this method. And in data warehousing, second point is data extraction and storage assist in facilitating easier reporting. And the second point in data mining is it identifies patterns by using pattern recognition techniques. And the third point in data warehousing, engineers are solely responsible for data warehousing and data is periodically stored. And the third point in data mining is data mining is carried out by the business users in conjunction with engineers and data is analyzed regularly. And the fourth point in data warehousing is in addition to making data mining easier, more convenient, it helps to sort and upload important data to databases. And the fourth point in data mining is analyzing information and data is made easier. And the fifth point in the data warehouse is it is possible to accumulate a large amount of irrelevant and unnecessary data. Loss and erasure of the data can also be problematic. So in fifth point in the data mining is not doing it correctly can create data breaches and hacking since data mining isn't always 100% accurate. So in sixth point in data warehousing is data mining cannot take place without this process since it complies and organize the data into common database. And the sixth point in data mining is because the process requires compiled data and it always takes place after data warehousing. And the seventh point in data warehousing is data warehouses simplify every type of business data. And the seventh point in data mining is comparatively data mining techniques are inexpensive. So by observing these differences of data warehouse and data mining, I think you are getting some knowledge about data warehouse and data mining. Okay. So next question is, write about the difference between Power Mart and Power Center. So Power Mart, the first point in Power Mart is it only processes small amounts of data and is considered good if the processing requirements are low. And the first point in Power Center is it is considered good when the amount of data to be processed is high, as it processes bulk data in a short period of time. So second point in Power Mart is ERP sources are not supported. And second point in Power Center is ERP sources are such as SAP, PeopleSoft, etc. are supported. The third point in Power Mart is currently it only supports local repositories. And the third point in Power Center is local and global repositories are supported. The fourth point in Power Mart is there are no specifications for turning a local repository into global repository. But in fourth point in the Power Center is it is capable of converting local repository into global ones. The fifth point in Power Mart is session partitions are not supported. And the fifth point in Power Center is to improve the performance of ETL transactions. It supports session partitioning. So moving to next question, what is the data source view? Several analysis services databases rely on relational schemas, and the data source view is responsible for defining such schemas like logical model of schema. Additionally, it can be easily used to create cubes and dimensions, thus enabling the user to set their dimensions in an intuitive way. A multi-dimensional model is incomplete without DSV. In this way, you are given complete control over the data structure in your project and are able to work independently from the underlying the data sources. Example, changing column names or concatenating the columns without directly changing the original data source. Every model must have a DSV no matter when or how it's created. Okay, so using the data source view wizard to create a DSV, you must run the data source view wizard from Solution Explorer within SQL Server Data Tools to create the DSV. First point, in Solution Explorer, right-click the Data Source View folder, click New Data Source View. Choose one of the available data source objects or add new one. Click Advanced on the same page to specifically select schemas, apply a filter, or exclude information about table relationships. Filter available objects. If we use a string as a selection criterion, it is possible to prune the list of available objects. The last point is a name matching page appears if there are no table relationships defined for the relational data source, and you can choose appropriate method for matching names by clicking on it. So the next question is, write the difference between ETL testing and database testing. This is very important question here. So try to clarify the doubts here about database testing and ETL testing. Data validation is involved with both in ETL testing and database testing. However, the two are different. The ETL testing produces procedure normally involves analyzing the data stored in data warehouse system. On the other hand, database testing procedure is commonly used to analyze the data stored in transactional systems. The following are the distinct differences between ETL testing and database testing. So, ETL testing, the ETL process is used to test data extraction, transformation, and loading for BI reporting purpose. And here, data is validated and integrated by performing database testing. And the ETL testing, data movement is being checked to determine if it is going as expected. And here, this just is primarily designed to verify the data follows the rules or standards defined in the data model. And in ETL testing, it verifies whether the counts and data in the source and target match or not. And here, it ensures the foreign key relationships are maintained and no orphan records are present, as well as that a column in table has valid values. And in ETL testing, this technique is applied to OLAP systems. And here, this technique is applied to OLTP systems. And in ETL testing, the approach utilizes the denormalized data with fewer joins, more indexes, and more aggregates. And here, the approach utilizes normalized data with joins. So next question is, what do you mean by ETL pipeline? As the name suggests, ETL pipelines are mechanisms to perform ETL processes. This involves a series of processes or activities required for the transferring data from one or more sources into data warehouse for analysis, reporting, and data synchronization. It is important to move, consolidate, and alter the source data from multiple systems to match parameters and capabilities of destination database in order to provide valuable insights. Like for example, you can observe the table here, like source is data is moving from source to transformation engine and then from transformation engine to target. This is what called as ETL pipeline. Among its benefits are they reduce errors, bottlenecks, and latency, ensuring smooth flow of information between systems. With ETL pipelines, businesses are able to achieve competitive advantage. The ETL pipeline can centralize, standardize data, allowing analysts and decision makers to easily access and use it. And the last point is, it facilitates data migrations from legacy systems to new repositories. Okay. So next, the 17th question is, explain the data cleansing process. Okay, this is usually happening in staging layer. This is always a possibility of duplicate or misabled data when combining multiple data sources. Incorrect data leads to unreliable outcomes or algorithms, even when they appear to be correct. Therefore, consolidation of multiple data representations as well as elimination of duplicate data to become essential in order to ensure accurate and consistent data. Hence, here comes the importance of data cleansing process. Data cleansing is also be referred to as data scrubbing or data cleansing. This refers to process of removing incomplete, duplicate, corrupted, or incorrect data from the dataset. As need to integrate multiple data sources become more apparent, for example, data warehouses or federated database systems, the significance of data cleaning increases greatly, because the specific steps in a data cleansing processes will vary depending on the data set. Developing a template for your process will ensure that you do it correctly and consistently. So the next question is, write some ETL test cases. So among the most common ETL test cases are mapping document validation, like determines whether the mapping doc contains ETL information, and the data quality. In this case, every aspect of data is tested, including number check, null check, precision check, etc. And the correctness issues, test for missing, incorrect, non-unique, and null data. And the constraint validations, like make sure that the constraints are properly defined for each table. The next question is like, explain ETL mapping sheets. Typically, ETL mapping sheets include full information about source and destination table, including every column as well as their lookup in reference table. As a part of ETL testing process, the ETL testers may need to write big queries with multiple joins to validate data at any point in the testing process. Data verification queries are significantly easier to write the using ETL mapping sheets. So 35th question is, how ETL testing is used in third-party data management. Different kinds of vendors develop different kinds of applications for big companies. Consequently, no single vendor manages everything. Consider telecommunication project in which billing is handled by one company and CRM is by another. For instance, if CRM requires data from company that is managing the billing, now that company will be able to receive the data feed from another company. In this case, we will use the ETL process to load data from the field. So these are the some few important questions what I covered here, friends. So you can go through these questions and answers. Definitely, I say that you are gaining the more and more knowledge in ETL testing platform. Okay, thanks for this watching video, and I hope you understood the concepts clearly. So I will be with you with some more technique or ETL concepts in my future videos. Till that, bye bye. Have a nice day, friends. Take care.